Before, after. Hi everyone, I'm Dung. I live alone in a small rented house in rural Vietnam. My kitchen is small and honestly don't always have time to keep it tidy. Today, I decided to finally clean it. Since my house doesn't have a gate, I had to install a security camera to protect it from theft. The kitchen is very old, and there are large cracks in the walls, which makes it quite dangerous. This is my kitchen before I started cleaning. As you can see, it's not very big, and it's definitely not very tidy. There are so many things scattered everywhere. Bags and household items are left all over the place. And the floor is also covered with things I haven't had time to organize yet. The wire mesh I used to use as a fence for raising chickens. I'm not raising chickens at the moment, so I keep the wire mesh neatly stored in the kitchen. They take up quite a lot of space, making the kitchen feel even more cramped. The garden at my old rental house was much bigger, so I needed a hose to water the vegetables. I don't need it here, so I keep it stored in the kitchen. This is my small gardening toolbox, where I keep all my gardening tools. This is my cooking area. There are so many things here that it looks really messy. I live alone, so I have to do all of these chores myself. Some days I come home from work, completely exhausted and just want to rest. So, the cleaning keeps getting put off, day after day. But today, I decided it was finally time to clean this kitchen. I don't need a beautiful or expensive kitchen to feel comfortable. I just need it to be clean, tidy, and practical enough for me to cook my everyday meals. I started cleaning by wiping down the area around the electric stove. The oven is broken, but I still feel bad about throwing it away, so I keep it to use as storage. Since I haven't used it for a long time, dust and dirt have built up everywhere. I'm planning to repair this oven. The oven isn't heating up at all, even when I set it to the highest temperature. I'm just worried that the repair might be expensive. Is it really worth fixing so I can keep using it? I'm still not sure. I'm still using this air fryer. I bought it almost a year ago for about $58. I live alone, yet somehow I have so many things. I'm like a busy little bee, constantly bringing things back to my nest. At first, the cable was neatly coiled. But then, out of nowhere, it became 2BCC's new favorite toy. Now, I can't get the cable back to the way it was, so I'll just leave it like this and keep using it. Maybe my cat needs a toy, like a ball of yarn, to play with every day. The larger gardening tools, such as the hoe and shovel, will go here. There's also a container of motor oil. It belongs to the previous owner, and they left it here without taking it with them. On sunny days, it's fine, but on rainy days, it gets very damp. The roof leaks, and the cracked walls let rainwater seep onto the kitchen floor, making everything damp and moldy. Every day, I buy a little food to cook. Sometimes, after bringing it home, I just leave everything in the bags, thinking I'll organize it later. Then later becomes the next day. The bags of vegetables are still sitting there. The spices are all mixed together. And the food and little kitchen items still don't have a proper place of their own. I take the vegetables out of the bags I brought home from the market, check each one, and put them into containers so they can be stored more neatly. I'm trying to give everything its own place. This is where I keep my spices. To be honest, I have quite a lot of different spices. To save money, I usually cook at home, so I always have plenty of spices in my kitchen. Fish sauce is an essential ingredient in Vietnamese cooking. I usually use unrefined sea salt because I believe it provides more iodine. I have a thyroid condition, so iodine is an essential part of my diet. Because of my thyroid condition, I also avoid soy isoflavones, so I don't use soybean oil. Instead, I use rice bran oil. Because the roof is cracked and leaking, a lot of dust and dirt falls down here. In just 2 days, the kitchen can be covered in dust and dirt. After cleaning, the spice area looks so much cleaner and more organized. It's been 6 days since I last cleaned the gas stove. I've only wiped away the cooking oil and dust from the surface. So today, I'm going to clean the grease and grime that have built up inside. There are all kinds of multi-purpose cleaning products sold online. They claim that with just one wipe, your gas stove will be sparkling clean. I'm honestly not very convinced by those amazing claims in the advertisements. It took me almost 30 minutes to clean this gas stove, but I feel like it was worth the effort, because my gas stove looks almost brand new after cleaning it. My kitchen is quite dark, so the video quality may not be very good. I hope you understand. In this shot, you can see that the walls in my kitchen have a lot of mold and mildew. I haven't decided what kind of product I should buy to get rid of this mold yet. There are so many things stored underneath the kitchen counter. This time, I'm going to clean it out and get rid of the things I no longer use. I'm worried that the damp environment might attract snakes and rats. I'm not afraid of them, but safety is still important. These are leftover bags of corn feed for the chickens. I don't raise chickens anymore, so I need to get rid of them. They've gone bad anyway and can't be used anymore. I used to sell drinks at a local market, so I bought these 3 brown table and chair sets. But I've had to move house several times, so I've had to put that business on hold for now. This is the tarp I used to raise fish at my old rental house. I'm not using it at the moment, so I'm going to wash it and store it away again. If you've known me for a long time, you've probably noticed that I've done all kinds of different jobs. I've worked selling vegetables, fruit, and drinks at local markets. I've also worked as a sales assistant at a supermarket and as a server at a restaurant. As long as it's legal and I can make some money from it, I'm willing to do it. I've almost finished cleaning the kitchen. Just looking at it now, it already feels so much cleaner and more organized. I live alone, but somehow I have so many bowls and chopsticks. I bought most of them at a secondhand market. Every time I finish washing the dishes, I leave the bowls and chopsticks outside to dry before bringing them back inside and putting them away. This helps prevent the bowls and chopsticks from becoming damp and moldy. After spending some time cleaning, I finally finished. This is my kitchen after cleaning. Compared to how it looked before, it feels so much more spacious and organized now. Everything is back in its proper place. The floor is cleaner, and I now have a little more space to cook. The kitchen counter looks much more spacious now. The bags are no longer scattered everywhere. The vegetables and food are also stored much more neatly. Maybe life is a little like this kitchen. Sometimes, we don't need to change everything. We just need to take a little time to put the things that are messy back in their place. And somehow, everything starts to feel a little better. The weather is really hot today, and I'm sweating a lot. But I'm really happy that the kitchen is much cleaner now. Yesterday, I learned how to make banana bread from a recipe on YouTube. So I'm going to make this banana bread to eat before I go to my job interview. Chocolate will make the banana bread even more delicious. The ingredients for the banana bread are 1 ripe banana, 70 grams of flour, 1 gram of baking powder, 1 egg, and a little cooking oil. The first step is to mash the banana until smooth. Next, add 1 egg and 20 grams of sugar. Sorry, I forgot to press the record button for that part. I use 70 grams of flour and 1 gram of baking powder. Honestly, this is my first time making this banana bread. I hope it turns out delicious. The cooking oil helps make the bread soft and keeps it from sticking. I really love chocolate, so I'm going to add some to my banana bread. These chocolate bars were given to me by the Russian lady. I use them very sparingly because I really treasure them. I baked the banana bread at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. I don't know how it tastes yet, but it looks really delicious. The dogs have gone out to play in the field, so they aren't here to have some banana bread with me. The inside is soft, but it still feels a little wet. It's not as light and fluffy as a sponge cake. The banana bread tastes really good and sweet. I love it. To prepare for the interview as well as possible, I need to dress appropriately and professionally. I'm going to wear this dress. I bought it for $5 at a secondhand market. What do you think? Do I look good in this outfit? I'll also change into a nicer pair of sandals, so the interviewer can see that I respect them. I hope my job interview goes well. Let's wait and see how it turns out.